Khia replaces Monique as Queen of Comedy. Khia replaces Monique as Queen of Comedy. Thank you for tuning in to Laurel with the Black Political Buzz Network. I am standing here in Washington, D.C. in front of the Howard Theater. As you can see, this is the Howard Theater. Once again, I'm standing here in Washington, D.C. in front of the Howard Theater. You can see the sign that says Howard Theater and the other sign over here that says Howard, the blue sign. And last night at this location, at the Howard Theater in Washington, D.C., this is where Khia, Shimon, the rapper, you know, my neck, my back, and TS Madison. This is where Khia and TS Madison teamed up to appear together on their first tour of the Queen's Court. Now, of course, it was not just a Queen's Court appearance. They actually performed. Khia, you know, is a very good rapper, and TS Madison has her, you know, her act, and they put it together and they performed at the Howard Theater. Now, I was not in attendance. I did not attend the show. I wasn't here, but I did see snippets of different clips online, and to my understanding, it was sold out. To my understanding, it was a sold out appearance for Khia and TS Madison, and that it was a great show. And like I said, there are snippets and clips of the actual show online, on Facebook and on Khia's and TS Madison's YouTube channels. Now, let's talk about Khia replacing Monique as the Queen of Comedy. Now, you all know, as about, I say almost 20 years ago, Monique appeared with some other black comedians, some other black female comedians, and they created a show. I think it was on HBO. I believe it was broadcast on HBO. There was a show because there was the Black Kings of Comedy with Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, and some other black entertainers, black male comedians, and then it was Monique and some other black female comedians. So the black male comedians were known as the Kings of Comedy, and the black female comedians were known as the Queens of Comedy. Okay, so Monique headlined that show for the Queens of Comedy. But like I said, that was like about 20 years ago. This is today, the year 2018. And today, 2018, Monique is no longer a Queen of Comedy. Yes, Monique did win an Oscar for a dramatic performance in the movie Precious. The movie Precious, produced and directed by Lee Daniels, in which she played the role of a deranged, black mother of an overweight young black girl, and she won an Oscar for that role. However, that was about 10 years ago, or close to 10 years ago. Since then, Monique hasn't done very much work. And her comedy, her style of comedy, or her gift of comedy, you know what they say. They say if you don't use it, you'll lose it. If you don't use it, you don't use your gifts, you'll lose those gifts. So Monique hasn't really been on stage. She hasn't done much acting. But yet she still thinks that she's a queen of comedy, and still thinks that she deserves to have the red carpet rolled out for her just because she won an Oscar for a dramatic role she played in the movie Precious. Well, Monique, I hate to break the news to you, my sister, but Khia, the rapper, you know, one of the hosts of the Queen's Court online YouTube show, the same YouTube show that Monique, you were invited to appear, and you came on with your laptop and your PERISCOPE channel, and you wanted to embarrass Khia and TS Madison because there were some technical difficulties taking place in the background on the Queen's Court show. So you wanted to embarrass Khia and TS Madison, you know, via your Periscope channel. But it has backfired on you, Monique, because Khia and TS Madison are getting sold out shows. They don't have an Oscar. Khia and TS Madison, they don't have an Oscar. You know, they haven't played on any comedy shows, you know, in Hollywood like you have. But today they're getting sold out shows. They're hot. They're a smash hit. Everybody's talking about Khia and TS Madison. Mainly Khia. I mean, people love TS Madison too, but they really, really, really love Khia. And they love Khia's raw, organic, comedic gift. I repeat, people love Khia's raw, organic, comedic gift. So, Monique, let me tell you something, my sister. You sat too long. You went out on the road instead of going out on the road doing stand-up comedy like Chris Rock. You went out on the road bashing Oprah, bashing Lee Daniels, bashing Tyler Perry. And then you try to make Khia and TS Madison look stupid on your Periscope channel. On the Queen's Court show, the same show that you were invited to appear by Khia and TS Madison. But today, Khia has replaced you as Queen of Comedy. You are no longer the Queen of Comedy. That crown is now sits on the head of Khia Shimon. So Khia Shimon receives the scepter and the crown as the new Queen of Comedy. You snooze, you lose, Monique. Instead of complaining about Netflix and Oprah and Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry, you need to go out there and get on the road, get back on the road like Khia and TS Madison, so you can reclaim your crown. So you can reclaim your crown. Excuse me. Because if not, that crown will stay with Khia until a new person comes along and takes it from Khia. But right now, Khia stands as the new Queen of Comedy. Thank you for tuning in to Laura with the Black Political Buzz Network.